Welcome to a special edition of the Nitro Show. Tonight, we're going to be giving our predictions and previews for WrestleMania 41 happening this weekend in Las Vegas.
WrestleMania.
It's WrestleMania. And starting out, night one, Burl, which match are you looking forward to on night one the most?
This is an easy one. It's the triple threat: Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk.
The main
Absolutely,
event.
the main event. That's gonna be wild. That's gonna be wild.
Yeah, online's kind of crapped on the build of this match, and I just don't get it. You have three of the guys that are the transcendent faces of the company for the last 15 years, all in the ring together. They all have history. They all have a story. And the stuff that they've done with Heyman in the last few weeks, I'm excited as can be for this match. And I'm excited because I think Seth Rollins is going to win.
Oh, I actually disagree with you about the build. I've actually enjoyed it. I might be in the minority here, but
Oh, no, I enjoyed it. I'm saying people online haven't, but
yeah,
I've thought it's been great.
because from a story perspective, it's very interesting because since Triple H has been head of the table, so to speak, or creative, um, they've done a really good job of making callbacks to things that happened years and years ago and just not letting those things slide. And then they'll drop little nuggets here and there. And it just, it's been one swerve after another. But slowly, it seems like in the end, you've got Roman and Punk arguing over Paul Heyman, but it's looking like it's going to lead up to Paul Heyman being with CM or with Seth Rollins at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I think the other interesting thing that is really interesting about this match is all three of the guys, I think technically inside of WWE are considered faces at this point, but Roman Reigns has never really been a face. When he came back last year, yes, he teamed with the Bloodline and he said yeet once, but he's still been the same Roman Reigns, still
Yeah,
ordering people around,
he hasn't
still
changed.
egotistical. He hasn't changed, and he never apologized to Sami Zayn. Let me point that out. Sami Zayn asked him to apologize, and he never ever apologized. And then last night, his actions last night, shoving Paul Heyman, like, to me, okay, he's still a heel. Seth Rollins has kind of been dancing, between face and heel for a while. All this feud with CM Punk, both of them technically faces, but they've both done dirty things to each other, and they've both been, pretty blatant on things. And so I think it's just interesting. You got three guys that are technically supposed to be faces, but all have kind of been gray. And so you don't really have one that's the true bad guy and good guy in this situation. I think it's going to be a great match. And I think what the direction they need to take after this is whoever they win needs to be a person that's going after titles after this. And the other two guys left can kind of close up their feuds. With that being said, that makes me think that there's no way in heck that Roman Reigns wins this match. Because Seth and Punk, I think their feud is going to be done after this. So I think there's no way Roman wins. I think it's either Seth or Punk. I'm leaning Seth Rollins here.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's either going to be Seth or Punk. I could see it being Seth from the storyline perspective that I mentioned before, Paul Heyman going to him, or argument for CM Punk is he cashes in his favor to somehow wiggle his way into the main event on night two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the favor
Yeah.
was supposedly him having Heyman, so I don't think they're going to do that because I think we'll talk about Cena and Cody, but I think that's its own thing.
Yeah, I don't want to see that happen, by the
No,
way.
not at all.
No, the Seth Rollins Paul Heyman thing, I do want to see that. I think that'd be great.
So a match I do want to see, another match I want to see is LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu is fantastic, and I want to see him on this stage. with LA Knight. LA Knight's a fine in-ring performer. He's a charisma guy. He makes a lot of mistakes. He likes to slip off the ropes. But I want to see Jacob Fatu on this stage. I think he's going to lose because I think Solo's going to get involved, and that's going to set up a program for them down, the rest of the year. So I think LA Knight wins, but I think Jacob Fatu is going to get a chance to shine here because that dude is going to be a WrestleMania main eventer within the next 3 to 4 years. Probably not next year, but maybe a couple years.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun match too. I kind of feel like LA Knight needs to lose that. If they have any plans for him to be in, the world title scene, then he's got to drop that
I think
U.S.
that ship
championship.
sailed, to be honest with you.
I kind of do too, but I mean, if they're going to do it, like, now's the time.
Yeah, I mean, if we can talk about our next match, Jey Uso, Gunther. If Jey Uso is going to win the championship from Gunther, which I don't know how you don't have him win at this point. You've invested so much. He's built so much good faith with the fans. I kind of feel like Jey Uso has to win here, even though Gunther gave an awesome promo last night, and you're like, maybe he should still be champion, and they should put more focus on him. I think Jey Uso is the money guy right here. In almost every WrestleMania, you have that match that's just the feel good. Everybody's behind it. It just so happened last year that it was the main event,
right,
with Cody. But traditionally, you look back, you got Kofi Mania, you've got Daniel Bryan, you've got you always have that one. The Hardys coming back, that tag team championship when they came back, things like that. So I kind of feel like that's where it's at with that. The build has been really good the last few weeks. Obviously, getting Jimmy involved made the emotional side of Jey get involved.
That was the thing that kicked it into gear for sure.
Yeah. So I think Jay's got to win that one.
I do too.
And if he is going to win, then like you said, if you're going to have somebody like LA Knight get into the world title scene,
that's a perfect.
It's going to be somebody with Jey Uso. It's not going to be with Gunther because
no,
LA Knight would just get crushed.
Yeah. Gunther is a sneaky good promo.
Yeah, because he's authentic, right?
Yeah,
he's a serious guy who's serious about what he does in the ring, and that shows. Like, if you know anything about his history, about him being this big European, for lack of a better term, fat dude who was a worker and improved his English and improved his body and stepped up the levels and everything else.
I do think his chops were better when he was fat.
Was that because his own fat was, making noise too?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or is it that he's the master of the leg slap, like Drew McIntyre? Nobody slaps a leg like Drew McIntyre.
That chop he gave Zack Sabre Jr. back in the day, I mean, it seemed like he killed him. This is wild. I love it.
So those are our big ones on night one. What other matches do you want to talk about on night one, bro?
I mean, one that, like, I'm sneaky looking forward to is the Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Yeah,
they've done a really good job with that build, and having Naomi as a heel and what she's been doing. It's the most interested I've been in.
Yeah, Jade's been fine. I think Naomi has carried that build.
She has, absolutely, 100%.
Like, Jade's been fine. She hasn't done anything wrong. I just think the build, as you said, has been so good because Naomi has really, really stepped it up, showing the emotion and everything. Because I don't think, has she ever been a heel in WWE?
I don't
before this.
Not that I can remember.
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Fun one to watch. I think, obviously Jade's probably going to win.
Fun match.
They've had the rocket up her ass since she came in. I don't think that's going to change, but it would be a nice turn if Naomi won.
Yeah, that would be a nice surprise. Another match that is probably not going to be that. It might be great, but Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
I mean, the match, if you are into technical wrestling, the match is
Yeah,
going to be flipping fantastic because Rey Mysterio, I mean, if you watched him on TV last night, that dude's 50.
he can still go.
He can freaking go.
And
Dude, he
Chad
was in there with
Gable
Julius
is
Creed, who Julius
awesome.
Creed can go for a big dude. Like, they need to put him in some good matches. Jeez. But you put him in with Gable, I mean,
Yeah.
or not Gable. Sorry, what am I talking about?
Oh, El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
You never see him in the same room at the same time.
Very true. I think what's more interesting is where they go with this. If they just have Ray win and they unmask him, okay, that's great. But I think it might be more interesting if they have El Grande Americano win, and then maybe it escalates. Maybe it's a mask versus mask match or something, down the road.
That would be good because then I would actually be really interested in it.
And people are like, oh, well, then just Ray's going to win. Well, Ray's already been unmasked once in his career. You didn't watch WCW like I did as a kid.
Well, even when he was in WWF, I mean, he wrestled without a mask for a long time.
It was like a half mask, wasn't it? He never wrestled unmasked in WWE. That was all WCW. Fully unmasked. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. All right. I got CRS. My memory is crap.
Couple of just your quick thoughts, and we'll move on to night 2.
Yeah,
Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair.
I'm just looking forward to this feud coming to an end.
Yeah, I think they did better this week to capitalize on the mess that the week before was.
It's just been bad. It just hasn't been. I mean, the match might be really good because they're really good athletes, and Charlotte can bring anybody to a great match. But I'm just ready for it to be over.
Yeah, they just don't like each other. Get it over with. Keep the belt on Tiffany if you're asking me, because I think otherwise you just kill her. Like,
yeah, if she loses,
maybe they do because they love Charlotte, but I think you take the belt off her, you kill her because Charlotte just treated her like crap, and it played out that way. If you want to keep Tiffany Stratton as a future leader in your company, I think you keep the belt on her, but that's just me.
I concur, and I think New Day is going to be the War Raiders for the tag team championships.
Yeah, the only way they don't is if Big E gets involved and gets his revenge on them turning on him. That's the only way I see them losing.
Yeah, I want them to win it though.
Yeah,
they've been fun. They've been fun as heels,
and they need to fix the tag division on Raw anyway. So give somebody a champion and who has more charisma. The War Raiders are cool. They do good stuff in the ring, but they're just kind of blah.
Yeah, well, they just haven't done anything with them other than just come there, do their little entrance, and same moves over and over.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to night 2. Night 2 has got, I think they've got 6 announced matches plus Randy Orton's going to figure in somewhere. So first off, who do you think Randy Orton wrestles?
Nick Aldis.
You think it will be Nick Aldis? Yeah, they teased with Solo. I want it to be Aldis, or I want it to be Rusev, but I think it'll probably be Solo if you're asking me to pick.
I think biggest pop would be Nick Aldis.
Yeah, the only problem with it being like a Aleister Black or a Rusev, who we know is coming back, the only reason you couldn't do them is because you don't want them to lose their first match back, and Randy ain't losing. There's 0% chance Randy Orton's losing.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. If Nick Aldis gets to wrestle at WrestleMania, he totally deserves it. He's had a good career, and Randy gets a win, so that's going to lead him into whatever is next for him.
I mean, Randy was going to beat KO anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So. All right. So let's touch on a couple of these. The Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental title. I mean, lots of people are saying, no, it's going to be Dominic. He'll get his championship. I kind of think the best way to move it forward is actually to let Breakker keep it. Because if you don't, then what are you going to do with Braun Breakker? You're going to move him into the world title scene. He's awesome, but I just don't know if he's there yet because you're going to have new champions in the world title scene, I think, on both shows, and you're not going to have him lose. Cena's not going to lose to Braun Breaker, and if you just put the belt on Uso, Jey Uso lost the Intercontinental title back to Braun Breaker just a few months ago, so I don't think you want to do that either.
Yeah, I could totally see Finn Balor winning this and Braun Breaker chasing him.
Yeah, and that could happen. I mean, Dominic could get it. The weird thing is I think if Dominic wins here, you're going to have to turn him face.
Maybe.
Because unless you're trying to make Finn Balor back into a face, and Finn Balor right now is better as a heel. Finn Balor has been the horrible one. So, I mean, they could surprise us all and just put it on Penta, and then,
I just think people love booing Dominic.
But that's almost like his shtick now. Like, I think they love him. They boo him because they love him.
Yeah, kind of like the Kurt Angle "you suck" thing.
Right. I mean, I think it's almost that point. It's almost similar to how now, you have Dominic and Liv, whereas last year you had Dominic and Rhea. Rhea was still technically a heel, but she was a face.
Yeah.
And just got booed when she was with Dominic. I mean, I think you're almost looking at the similar situation. Dominic is still a heel technically, and Liv is a heel, clearly. But he might be a face. Like, I think you could kind of repeat that, but the opposite way.
Yeah. Yeah. If they put it on Penta, then you're just at that situation with Braun Breaker again.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
With it. So, to me, I think it makes the most sense with Finn.
Yeah.
Because he's a legitimate opponent that is a heel.
Yeah, but if you need a win, just wrestle Finn. He'll eat the pen.
It's true. More than likely, Braun Breaker wins this thing.
Yeah. There was a video today of Braun Breaker just casually benching 425 pounds.
Dude's a freak.
To say the least.
So
we talked a little bit about Dom. Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra. Liv and Raquel are winning.
Yeah.
Bayley and Lyra are going to feud after this. They really should have been feuding at this. This should have been in the women's Intercontinental title match. Should have been Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria, but I guess they wanted to keep them together to keep everybody on the card, I guess. So I don't see any way that Liv and Raquel don't walk out as champion.
It just seems like this night too that they kind of got lazy with the booking and just said, screw it, we'll just put everybody in the match.
Somewhat. though I think you have the best built feud on night 2 of the entire card, maybe. And that's Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
It is literally the longest built true feud. Because every bad situation that Drew McIntyre had last year, Damian Priest was there to clean up and reap the rewards of it.
Yes, it was.
And so I love that they kept it real. They didn't ignore it, didn't treat you like you were stupid. Like, yeah, that happened. Yeah, you're right. And plus Drew McIntyre is awesome. I want him to win the belt at some point.
All the titles. Give him all the titles.
It's a street fight. So give me Drew McIntyre standing over a bloodied Damian Priest in that one.
Yes. Drew. Drew all day, baby.
Yeah. One that, once again, might be a great match, but just, I don't know. AJ Styles and Logan Paul. I love AJ Styles. I think Logan Paul's awesome in the ring. They'll do some cool stuff, and it'll be fun to watch, but you kind of got to feel like AJ Styles, already had said that he's retiring by the time he's 50. He's 48. There's rumors his contract's up. I think this just may be him running out his contract. He'll go do one tour of Japan and retire, just to put a wrap on his career.
Yeah. So you think he does the job?
So somebody was saying that, every time Logan Paul's been in these matches at WrestleMania, he's had somebody in his prime bottle. So one year it was I Show Speed. One year it was, what's the other guy that is his business partner in prime? I can't remember. So this year they're saying it's probably going to be Mr. Beast.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
If it's that situation, and it's once again, if it's Mr. Beast, it'll be Mr. Beast eating something from AJ Styles and Logan Paul winning. So,
but Mr. Beast is a good guy.
Yeah, but he's buddies with Logan Paul. Doesn't matter.
Is he?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
There are all those big YouTubers are all buddies, man.
Yeah, well, we're not big YouTubers.
Those Lunchable knockoffs. They do together. They co-own that company.
Yeah.
Lunchly.
Yeah,
it's Mr. Beast in Prime.
Beastables, that's what they are. That's
Mr. Beast's chocolate bar. My kids love that. But then they have this thing called Lunchly, which is like a Lunchable knockoff, and it has a Prime drink and Mr. Beast chocolate, and yeah,
that can't be good for you.
They're business partners and buddies. Actually, it's healthier than regular Lunchables, and Logan Paul will tell you all about it.
Really?
Online. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's weird because Prime is actually it's still bad for you, but it's much better than like Gatorade, because it's like sugar free and whatever. So
I like Celsius. Celsius, if you're watching,
hook us up.
That's good stuff. All right. Yeah. I mean,
so now we got the last two matches, which are kind of the big ones for night 2. Start with the women's triple threat. I don't like how they just made Rhea shoehorned in it. I think they should have put her in it from the start. It would have been a lot cleaner. How do you see that one playing out?
I think Bianca pins Io.
Yeah. You think Bianca's got to win because she's the new Undertaker? She's never lost. She lost in a battle royal her first time, but she's never lost an actual match.
Actual match. Yeah. No, I didn't even know that, but that's a cool stat. No, I just think I think it just makes the most sense because then you can still have Rhea chase.
Yeah.
Because Bianca's really coming off as the heel in this whole situation.
No, Rhea's coming off the heel in the situation. I
really?
think. Yeah, Bianca
like
earned her way in the match, right? She won Elimination Chamber. She didn't do anything wrong.
Oh,
Rhea lost.
I think both of them are kind of healing it up.
Oh, they totally are. Because they keep ignoring Io, and then Io keeps kicking the crap out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think after this, you have Bianca embrace the dark side fully.
Yeah, I guess my question here is do they want to save that Rhea Ripley Bianca Belair match for WrestleMania next year, or do they want it to be night 1 SummerSlam this summer, first 2-night SummerSlam? Do they want that to be the night 1 SummerSlam match? I think that's their question.
Yeah.
If it's going to be this summer, you will know because Io will win. If Io wins this match, I almost guarantee Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair will main event one night of SummerSlam this summer. If it's the other way around, if it's Bianca, then something will happen and Rhea and Io will have an actual feud for a while afterwards, and Bianca will get involved with Jade and with Naomi. But they're also doing Evolution this summer too, so they're going to have a whole women's pay-per-view. So they're going to want something on there. So, that might.
Yeah. The last one they did was really good.
It's been, that's been like
years.
6 or 7 years.
Yeah. But I think it was produced like an old NXT takeover, which is probably why it was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And that leads us to the true main event of the whole show. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. John Cena. What happens here, bro?
Man, this could go a lot of directions.
It really could.
I don't see Cody winning this. I just don't.
So here's the thing.
He seems to have gotten the upper hand.
What makes it even more questionable of who wins is because I almost 100% guarantee Backlash is the next month, and it's in St. Louis. Randy Orton is wrestling whoever wins this match at Backlash. It's Randy
That
Orton's
makes a lot
hometown.
of sense.
They
Yeah,
just released the poster today. Randy Orton's on it.
I saw that. But yeah, but for that, like, I don't think it matters which
No, it
one it
doesn't matter
is.
because both of
Yeah,
them have history. Like,
exactly. But for this match, I feel like John Cena is going to win because he still has a lot of dates left.
yeah,
He's not just going to. I don't. If he doesn't win, I'm not sure what he does for the rest of his time.
yeah. Well, if he doesn't win, then he continues to take advantage of being in The Rock's pocket, right? Because yes, he sold his soul to The Rock, but The Rock hasn't been involved since then, right? So if he
Okay.
loses, maybe John Cena comes out the next night and says, "You asked me why I sold my soul. This is why. I need to make this happen. I need every chance I can get. The Rock can do that for me. I'm entered in Money in the Bank. Done. Right." Like, so there are opportunities that will continue to present themselves.
Yeah.
But that's if he loses. I don't
Or
think he's losing.
If Jey Uso wins the World Heavyweight Championship.
Right. He could do that. He could, you know, he could go after that. But I think Cena wins. I think you're right. I think the story becomes
Who's the third man, brother?
that could be, but
I
I
think there's
think the
going to be
story,
somebody.
huh?
I think there's going to be somebody.
Oh, I
And I
think
think
there's
it,
going to be lots of people involved. I think this overbooked is the way to go, just like last year. It's not going to be the same. I mean, Stone Cold's going to be in Vegas. He's doing one of their signings, so Stone Cold's going to be involved in this somehow. I think what I think might happen, to be honest with you, is it might be similar. The Rock's going to come out. Maybe Stone Cold comes out to help Cody. He takes out The Rock. Whereas last year The Rock took out Cena. Cody, Stone Cold takes out The Rock, but Cena still wins. Whereas last year Cody was able to win
yeah.
because the
I,
people came in. This year the villain
I,
still wins.
if Seth doesn't end up with Paul Heyman after night one, I could somehow see Seth being that third man. And after what you said just happens, Seth, instead of helping Cody this year, costs him the match.
Maybe. Absolutely. I mean, that could happen. I just
Sells
don't.
his soul.
Yeah, but then that betrays his whole thing that he didn't want to be involved with anything related to Roman. And Roman and The Rock are technically still on good terms. They haven't had a confrontation other than 3-2-1, at Bad Blood. They have not officially been on opposite sides for anything. The last time Rock came out and gave him the Ula follow back. So they don't have any bad blood right now. And that's still a story. Like I said, I think Cena wins. I think maybe because once again they've got 2-night SummerSlam this year, first time. They're going to want to push that to the moon. Maybe that's Cody Rock at SummerSlam. Maybe that's why Rock didn't wrestle now.
Maybe
You get Cody Rock on that show. Then that gets the Cody Rock feud out of the way. You can have, something along the lines there, and then Rock moves into Roman for Mania next year.
Man, when Stone Cold's music hits, that's going to be the biggest pop ever. It really might be.
It's going to happen. I mean, everybody already knows he's there, so
Yeah. I mean, even if I know it's happening and I see it happen, I'm gonna pop. Like I'm gonna start wake the kids up or something.
All right, well that's it. Thanks for tuning in to this special edition of the Nitro Show, and we will be back with more college football content next week. Thanks for watching.
Give us a like, subscribe. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.